purchased this from some kind of...
Bonsai Shyster up in the north of England, yes.
You got robbed.
What he told me was that the tree had been sicky bad at one point.
Yeah.
And he had got it back, recovered, and it was repotted then. Into that, but it has obviously got its health back, loads of extension on it. All I did was give it a bit of a clean up with the deadwood and the live veins.
Okay, well, I mean, from a health perspective, it looks very good. Okay, we've got good extensions. It's pretty much grown out of its juvenile phase. We've got a little bit left on a few branches and things. So what we're going to be careful of today is to not push it back too far. As I said with the other one, generally what happens is getting a negative reactions when you end up cutting a lot of, the youthful growing tips off. If you cut a lot of those off, then the tree's like, oh, this is all my ability to grow has just been removed, and so I'm going to send out lots and lots of new juvenile growth, losing a lot of that kind of like internal growth, and the stuff that's kind of off the bottom of the tree is just like, well, don't really need it anyway. So I think I can survive without it, and so it doesn't have that kind of shock reaction to send out lots and lots of juvenile. So what we want to be careful of is that we don't take too much off in one stage. So we want to be keeping that kind of like at the back of our mind as we're pruning back. Okay. However, we do need to sort of start to chase it and style it back. Okay. Right. Whenever we're working with a root over rock or a rock planting tree, what is one of the biggest considerations that we have to bear in mind?
The best view to show that off, really, isn't it? You've added that feature to it, so you want to make the best use of that within the design of the tree.
Okay, how do we make the best use of it?
Make sure that you can see it.
Okay, so I want to be showing off the rock.
The root, as much of the roots round the rock as possible.
So we're looking at the relationship between the tree and the rock. Okay, and what can we say what happens to that relationship between the tree and the rock over time? What's going to happen to the tree and what's going to happen to the rock?
The tree will get bigger and the rock
around the rock. You need to keep it all in balance, the foliage in balance. But
any kind of like root over rock or rock planting tree has a limited lifetime. Right? Because the tree's going to get bigger, the rock is never going to get any bigger. Okay, so if you're ever looking to make one, always start off with a rock that's bigger or a tree that's smaller, and the tree can then grow into the rock. And then you're going to have a period. When I say it's got a limited lifetime, and this could be over 60 years, right? 60, 70 years. However, it will get to a point eventually where the tree gets too big for the rock. So we need to bear that in mind whenever we're doing it. And at the moment, how do you think the balance between the rock and this tree is? In what favour?
In favour of the tree at the minute, just the way the foliage is, but I think the big gin, it's overpowering it as well.
Right, so the tree is kind of overpowering the rock, and we're kind of losing that balance quite so much. Okay, so what we need to try and do is compact the tree, make it a little bit smaller, make it a little bit more in keeping with the rock. Okay. And did you have any particular feelings about the gin?
No, that's the way it came. Assumed that was maybe part of. Had been a recent addition as such. Maybe that was part of what had died when it hadn't been well, because it looked quite recent.
Yeah.
And that's what was on it. So I just basically lime sulfured everything on it when I was doing a bit of the tidy up, but it does. I don't like the fine.
It's not movement with the trunk or anything. It's
stuff on it,
way off the.
Okay, so you say you think it overpowers it a little bit.
Yeah.
Where would you reduce it down to if you were going to?
Where?
that to that one.
It's just slowing it down.
Okay. Right, so you're talking about reducing it back. All
Yeah.
Back.
Oh well, it's still coming down into that. But surely some of that not going to be covered in foliage anyway. You know, it'll be.
I think that perhaps that could be a little bit too much, because then we're gonna, we would end up with quite a dramatic change of taper, and then we're going to end up having to do a lot of work to thin that down, to get from this thick
Alright, down there, you're
thick gin into that thinner one. I would initially look at perhaps just removing it down to about there, and then having a look at it once we've sort of styled the rest of the branches. It may end up that we'll end up shortening it a lot more, and but I think that could be a bit dramatic, because really we are looking at a tree which is going to be going in that direction, and so having a gym which is going in that direction is going to help us to see it. So really we're kind of like losing the section that kind of comes back and goes downwards. Okay. Is the angle something that we are happy with? Or do you think that could be improved a little bit?
The tree, John.
The tree.
Wedges are over there if you're looking.
Okay, clippers.
Have you?
The only difficulty with changing the angle is the actual route on over a rock bit, I suppose, depending on what.
The rock is going to end up getting exposed, and
Yeah.
so we've got probably about 15 degrees which we can kind of play around with, where we can lift it out of the soil a little bit. We can always just kind of like fake it around here with a bit of moss if it ends up being a bit more exposed. That working? Is that more interesting? Are we concerned about the height? Pass the tape measure. 40 centimetres. We're still within the limits. Been out of display at the BSA show. March 8th for 9th, people. I think it is.
It's sticking an advert up in the bottom.
So we're still within Chuhin limits, if that was of a concern, which it should be. This could be a very interesting tree to display. Is that going to help us to view the relationship a little better? Would it make any sense to go the other way?
I made like that there. It's it'd make more sense here. All your weight going now and you've come back and that's why the tree's bending over, was all your foliage weight.
You're being very quiet.
We want to show off the character of the live vein and the movement going up the trunk.
Yeah.
And if you tilt it the way you did it first, it gives you more opportunity to show that. Where if you tilt it over the other way, you lose a bit of that. You flatten that out. It gives you less scope for that. So I think I would probably prefer it like that. I also quite like the other side.
I was just going to say that. I mean, are we assuming that is
You know,
the front there?
there's. And I'm not overly struck on, say with the live vein to the right, the way it goes up and then joins into the other vein, it just wouldn't be my favourite bit of it, but the whole apex is like a pig's tail, you know, it needs, would be,
You mean this section here?
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of that bit?
It does feel kind of artificial.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Went for the other side?
tended to the other side, and plus the rock is a little bit nicer from this
Okay.
side. However, problems are there for us to be solved.
Yeah.
Okay. How could that be solved? One simple solution could help. Can we get away with that? Yes.
Obviously the other veins feeding anyway.
Where does that live vein go?
Down in the same
It goes
route.
to nowhere. Really. It's only really being fed by that. By removing that, what are we going to end up with?
Big weed spot.
Yeah, it's going to be very.
Massive, big white
Mhm.
section on the front. So you kind of got to live with that if you want to make this the front.
Yeah.
You're trading one problem off for another. So
I think from this side, it's a bit more straightforward once we come up into the apex, isn't it? For
that's a bit too much there. You're going to be way out of the rock there. The rock's going to be way out of the soil, sorry. Okay. It is going to be a little bit easier for us to
Mhm.
work in there. Okay. I think in balance with the rock, the face of the rock is a lot more attractive, I think, from this side,
Okay.
and the live vein problems from this side versus this one. I think you're probably looking at a better front from here. So how do we style the branches? Are we going to bring the tree back this way? Because we've got a lot of extension on here. We're going to have the trees come up and flow back down, or are we going to look at somehow making a character branch form here? Got a big thick bit of wire. Wire cutters. That's some here. Can we just pull this down easily? Like that. So we've got the foliage here to be able to create a branch. Character branch up there. So we get to see all the twist up there. Bring this foliage around to the front a little bit. Perhaps remove this branch out to the front.
Mhm.
Do you have something we can cover that up with? A little bit of kitchen towels. It's too big.
And they're shocked off.
Here, Sammy got any smaller?
Just how you going to have a bath in the evening?
Towel sticking out front of it.
Again, that's removing quite a lot of foliage then, isn't it?
This is probably about 15% of the whole tree.
Okay.
Maybe 20%.
It was just that chatting to Peter about it when I got it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was signs of juvenile foliage on the inside, but I think that'd be more when the tree hadn't been well and it was trying to do that.
Yeah.
Once he had got the health recovered, it was putting out. You know, he says it had no intention of putting out any juvenile. It just seemed to only want to put out adult.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was a good sign. It's less the wires.
down and compacted.
Mhm.
And then just been able to create our apex somehow. From here.
It is a bit flat on top because of the way that's curled around, isn't it? It's
Yes, it is. I mean, we're going to have to be creative with how we create with our apex.
there's plenty up there to do it with, but
There
it's
is a lot, but we are going to. It is unfortunately suffering from a bit of a pig's tail
Yeah.
effect, and so we are going to have to kind of hide and disguise that somehow. But we've got plenty of branches there to do that, and plenty of long branches, so we're going to be able to wire those and put lots of sort of movement into them. So we have all of our secondary shoots going off in lots of different directions, which will then fill out very, very, very quickly.
so we're going to keep the movement going to the right.
Well,
I think it's the best option. I think if you go to the left, it's nearly as if you're ignoring the fact that it's right over rock. You know, the whole thing will be moving away from the rock, where I think the way it sort of tells the story going the other way. I could be wrong.
I think if we would like to bring it a lot more to that side, then we'd need to sort of increase the angle,
Mm-hmm.
pull this side out a lot more. Either tree is equally doable. You can create either way. So it's down to your kind of preference. So if we were going to make
I'd
it
go
flat-
that way, well, so I would.
I know you would. That's
Do you know
right.
why? Because your trading's going that way. Bookends.
then we would just
Okay,
then we
okay.
would look at shortening it. We would have to remove this branch here. I mean, the reason for this needs to sort of come off is because it's just too far forward. It's too heavy. It's coming too much
Mm-hmm.
forward. And so. I think if you take this branch off, we actually get to see the movement in here a little bit more, because removing this is going to expose this
Mm-hmm.
this curve here, and that would give you a better idea of, because how we were looking at it before was to was with a massive towel in front of it, so not exactly the easiest thing to look at. So I mean, if you're happy to remove that,
Yeah, yeah.
right, let's get rid of it. Right.
Mm.
You sure?
Yes. It's okay. I have it on video for legal purposes.
Yeah, I left it definitely.
You take curtains of that short.
Yep. Thank you. Brought the seed tray and all.
Wrap them onto your.
Yesterday in water.
What? Have you? Happy days.
You graft those onto your.
We'll bring it in
So
now.
that's
We'll
right.
chat about.
If you do it quickly, they'll take.
Do it today, would we? Stick them on.
Like your
Pray a
finger.
little bit. See, now that's been removed, that changes the dynamic of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can see all that movement in there. Now we've got a strong movement coming back towards the left hand side. Any thoughts from anybody else? Both of you sat very, very quietly there.
Yeah.
Going on slightly more at this side, and then the branch that you've put the wire on the back just to bring it down, you could sweep that round even more. And I quite like the
Big deal.
Sweep it round towards the front a little more.
yeah.
Could we have a tree to complement the trident?
Ooh. Excuse me.
We're not going without wiring it. We can't see it
Yeah.
around anymore.
The thing with that, you're throwing your rock way to the back end if you go in too much of an angle there.
Yeah. There are ways around that though. You know, we can use a little bit of keto underneath it.
Bulk it and build it.
Build up a little bit of moss
Yeah.
around it. Or, you know, maybe having that exposed, having a little bit of negative space underneath the rock would be would actually be quite an attractive thing. It's a bit difficult to say unless we actually see the rock
I
itself.
will wear that.
Because it could be completely flat cut underneath. In which case we would need you to kind of like do a little bit of fakery with a bit of moss and some soil and stuff around.
Jiggery pokery.
Before you
Maybe have a little fern kind of growing out the bottom.
Before you took all the branches off at the front, I thought the tree should have went over the rock more. But by now that you've took that off and you've exposed that, the rock or the tree is sort of, it's went that way, something's happened to it, and then it's come back on itself.
So it's sort of only on the side there, rock. It's not.
Yeah, so maybe going that way would actually, as you say,
Why do you now feel that it goes that way?
because of what I can see
The
now,
movement of the trunk, the top.
the movement of the trunk coming back, that you couldn't actually see as clearly as what you can now.
I'm going more that way myself, but I really like this bit here. And then if we're dropping this down, is this going to maybe hide that a little bit?
How are we get, if you like that bit and you're worried about that, then how can we drop it down so that we don't cover it?
Down to the back
Take our initial movement to the back.
and down below it.
If the branch is still flexible enough, look,
Drop it down and drop it around the.
we can even. Right, so you're looking at bringing this branch round here. You're looking at bringing this one back here. With one motion of this,
There's a whole lot.
corkscrew it all around a little bit more, and that happens.
The other bit is the pig's tail, because we've tilted our this is all now down the back. Is it worth bringing it round, but bringing that? Is this gonna come
Well, we
or-
are going to be pulling this branch
Yeah.
down. So we're going to be pulling it down a bit, but we can bring it up a little bit. And that's the good thing about it. It's so flexible that we can get away with it. But I mean, this just shows the importance of like, looking for problem branches. We had a big problem branch here that was affecting the entire tree, the way in which we were looking at the entire tree, and just by removing hardly anything,
Very low.
really.
Yeah.
It was just hiding up like a major character feature, which was this strong movement of the trunk that changed the whole complexion, the whole way in which we look at the tree. Right, so quite often we will have things like that, and perhaps the previous person had looked at it and saw that strong character and sought to hide it, which is why this branch was grown. Because they had in their mind that they wanted a tree to go this way. Because the rock is there. We had the root of a rock tree must always kind of grow over the top of the rock. Yeah, sometimes it does. Perhaps in this case we don't. Perhaps in this case we look to create a nice bit of negative space in here. Okay, and we have the rock there as a balance. We've got the rock and the deadwood on this side as character features, and we have some nice negative space, a lovely flowing branch over this side. Perhaps we put it in a slightly deeper pot. Make the pot like this, we can get away with that. just slightly deeper.
The pot's terrible for it. I don't know what Snart was thinking there.
That top pot down there,
Just
Cheapness.
and brown one.
So yeah, but perhaps even something the same as this kind of
You didn't like that pot, did you?
I'll sell you one.
square.
Huh?
That's cheap. He said that yesterday. It was cheap.
Doesn't
That.
matter. Not their thing.
You know, if we raise it up and perhaps have it on a slightly higher stand, then imagine what we've got with all this negative spacing here.
Yeah.
We've got something quite dramatic.
Mhm.
And that drama of the negative space and the extra height is kind of counterbalanced by the rock. And so we've got something which is. But when it's just like this, it does feel very, very flat. So.
Yep.
Are you feeling it?
Yep. I'm feeling it.
Yep, the what? You're just saying, yep, that's no good. Yep, what are you doing?
Who asked you?
Huh?
Who brought it?
Alright, so first job is let's make some gin there. And then let's look at how we are going to be able to twist it round a lot.
He's cloud in my
Okay,
way.
so we're going to be looking at guy wires really to
we
kind of
can.
twist it round. And so where is that guy wire going to be pulling from and to? Okay, so when you're doing this kind of thing, when you try to figure out where the guy wires are going, you need to find a good access point.
Alright.
Fixing point, anchor point, that's the word I was looking for. Okay. And where we are going to be able to pull from. So really what we should perhaps be looking at is the wire that we're going to wire this branch with. Using that as our point to pull. Okay, so we're going to be pulling, imagine, because it's going to be in a straight line, so we need to try and find a place where, so if we were pulling here, that's just going to compress it. So really, we need to perhaps go around here, around the bottom of this gin, and maybe fix it around here. So I can use the back of this gin as a kind of a pulling point. Maybe that's
Gin
there.
there, aye.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll need to use two. Maybe we'll need to use one to pull it forward. And what we could do is pull it from there to there as well. That would give us some twist and motion. Okay, so let's make some gin there. Let's wire up that branch. Wire the major branches on here. Just we're pretty much going to need to use most of them actually. And then we can look at pulling it. Right, so we're going to need the wire first and then start pulling. Because otherwise, if you start putting the guy wires on first, it makes it really hard to get in there and wire.
You know when we're fishing today, no?
Yesterday.
Okay. And then, once we've got this going in this direction, how do we feel about the gin on that side?
It's not too bad. It'll be more than one coming directly at you.
Okay, so perhaps we don't need to touch the gin on that side. So again, if we'd have gone in there and chopped that straight off, all the way back to there, we'd have lost a major character feature.
Super glue.
If it was going in this direction, then yes, we would need to change it. Right. So that shows the importance of kind of just going through and trying to find problem areas first and how they affect the rest of it and what happens if we remove that. You know, what happens if we remove that? We completely transform the way in which we're thinking. So, there we go. Right.
what you do, Stephen, is you
I'm
stay in the
not done
pen. Just you stay in the pen. Don't need your help anyway. My ball, you're not playing. Everyone's way home. We've done it again.
You don't want to play anymore.
Like you don't buy any more big trees, do you?
Go ahead and spar. What are you doing that way? Express yourself. I want the net. I'm going to look at the back wall here. It is. That's cheating. Just keep sparking. I don't have crap out there.